Privet, ja, Joshi from ZSK from Berlin, Germany. You're watching the Mediator and it's a fun show. Spasiba.
Let's start with the question, what does it mean to be punk these days?
Well, punk rock, old school thing I guess somehow, but still I think punk rock music made us the way we are today. If I wouldn't have started this band when I was 13, I would be a totally different person. Every friend I have, everything I know, punk rock was teaching me back in the day, so I still think it's a great way of music, because it's not only music, but it's still this DIY thing, do what you want, do it by yourself, and also a little politics, like punk rock is telling people what they do not want to hear, so I think it's still pretty important, especially today. I think Greta Thunberg is the biggest punk rocker right now. He's more punk than me actually, because everybody hates her, all the old people, and she just says the right stuff and she's right.
It's just about protest.
Not just, it's about great music. I love music and I love shows with so much energy. I've seen thousands of punk and hardcore and music shows, but this punk thing is the one that really touches me, because it's so from the heart.
How do you consider, like, because it's kind of very different development in different countries, and in Germany it's a very particular way of how it all developed. Do you feel anyhow related to that, 80s, what was happening in the past, or nowadays it's something completely different? How do you kind of position yourself there?
I guess punk rock nowadays is not so much protest anymore, because it's like for some people it's a commercial thing and it's just part of the music industry. But I still think there are cool kids and cool people getting into punk music, starting being on their own, starting their own band, starting their own label or fanzine. So it's different than in the 80s, of course, where you got beaten up for having this kind of hair, probably. Nowadays it's like, oh yeah, he's got crazy hair, I don't care. But still the spirit in this music is still the same.
I read usually quite often your genre which you perform is defined as skate punk.
Skate punk, yes.
Can you tell a bit about what does that have to do?
Actually, we made that up somehow, because in Germany you have this the Deutsch punk it's called. Yeah. Everybody needs to have a mohawk and be totally anti everything. But we were raised by the US bands, NoFX, Good Riddance, Minor Threat, Operation Ivy. These are our bands. And so when the Deutsch punks came to our shows, they were like, they don't have mohawks, they have English lyrics, I hate you, and they were throwing bottles at us. So we told everyone, we're doing skate punk, we like NoFX, we like Rise Against, Strike Anywhere, so they wouldn't come to our shows thinking we're like a normal trashy Deutsch punk band. But in the end I think it's all punk rock.
But do you skate?
Yeah, I used to skate a lot, but nowadays I don't have enough time, and I broke so many legs back then. And yeah, I've been to the United States a lot, and there you could see that punk rock and skateboarding, especially in California, is like the same thing. All the kids skate the whole day, and then they go to the punk rock show, and we really like the idea of having skateboarding and punk rock mixed in one place. And in Germany it's not that mixed, because normally the skateboard kids would listen to hip hop and gangster rap, and the punk rock kids would just be punks. And we were like, why? In the United States it's working, why can't that work here? So we said, we're doing skate punk.
I have a lot of friends who are like into skateboarding, and they always.
Do they listen to punk rock? Please say yes.
Yeah, they do. But also they listen to hip hop as well. But they were like they kind of have a very different, like I don't know, not different, like particular understanding of what it is. They like always like, oh, that's this particular optics to see the city. I don't know, something like that. They kind of like, oh, we kind of see everything differently when we're on a skateboard. So
I think the special thing in the United States, which made all the punk kids skateboard and the skate kids listening to punk rock, is that skateboarding is in most parts of the city illegal. So when you skateboard in a parking lot, the police will come and tell you to stop, and you can't skate there, you can't skate there. So skateboarders are kind of like outlaw thing a bit.
They have limited places.
The police will come and say, you can't skate here, go away, or we take your board.
Oh, okay.
So I think this made them more like protesting against this discrimination about inequality, because they're saying, hey, we only want a skateboard. And that make them angry, and punk rock is all about being angry. And in Germany it's like, oh, you're skating, here's a skate park for you, have fun. Yes, do it. So it's probably different because of that.
Can you tell a bit about your initiative, Kein Bock auf Nazis?
Of course I can. We've got a huge problem in Germany with racism and violent neo-Nazi movement. They killed so many people. It's more than 180 people killed since 1990. So they shot them, burnt them, beat them to death. So we think it's really important to make all the kids getting active against racism and hate crimes and right-wing shit. So we're trying to, with the Kein Bock auf Nazis campaign, we just try to show kids it's cool to be against racism, it's good, and you're not alone, because there's so many kids living somewhere in the suburbs and the smaller cities where there's lots of Nazis and they got in trouble all the time. So for them, we work with pretty big bands in Germany, the biggest punk rock bands in Germany. So if these bands are saying, yes, we are against racism, we had trouble with Nazis ourselves, and we think it's great that you guys do your projects against racism, it helps a lot of kids to stay active or even get active. And we're doing like we're tabling at lots of shows and festivals and hand out stickers and flyers and try to get them involved in the struggle against.
Is it a political organization, or it's more like a kind of you kind of do it for music, or?
No, it's a political organization, an NGO, like let's say Greenpeace or Amnesty International, with a focus on racism and violent neo-Nazi movement. And so we're handing out flyers with infos and help kids. Kids would write us saying, oh, we are organizing a demonstration or a concert against right-wing extremism, can you help us? So we'll send them stuff and help them with the posters.
Sorry, probably a stupid question, but I'm not sure. Like,
there are no stupid questions.
Were you involved in this gig in Chemnitz? Anyhow,
with the Kein Bock auf Nazis campaign, sure. Yeah,
there was
we had a tent there and help and everything. Yes.
Okay, because like this is like one of the kind of very loud things.
There was a huge thing and a great success.
Yeah,
and I think it's pretty important to have the youth being like anti-racist. So this is like the biggest point everyone has, the consensus. And then if they're listening to hip hop or rap or metal or punk rock, doesn't matter, because like on this point everybody is standing their ground. So it's like it's important and it works.
Do you like, how do you see it? Like, do you think that nowadays like bands should always be like political, or like it doesn't really matter? Like, can art in broad sense be like stay out of political statements, or it's important?
It can stay out, but I think it shouldn't.
Okay.
I don't think I really don't need every band and every artist having political messages all the time. It's totally fine if a band has like only love lyrics. I don't care. It just feels good to know on which side they're standing on. So I like bands, especially huge commercial bands, who have like non-political lyrics, but from time to time they, like in an interview or on stage, they will say some good things, saying fuck these Nazis and we need to make a stand against racism. And then it's fine with me. So you know when it all comes down on which side are they standing on, you know?
In Russia, I think like the most active agents who kind of do some political statements among musicians are usually hip hop and rappers.
Really?
Yes,
that is so cool, because in Germany it's the other way around. It's so difficult to get hip hoppers saying one cool sentence. It's all about money and bitches and you know, so boring. Why can't they talk about racism just from time to time, not all the time? It's fine with me.
I think because here it's like the youth is very much into hip hop and they all kind of produce. It's more like underground and more like they do some statements and
cool.
Yeah. So I take it you don't really like hip hop. From what I hear from you, like in general.
Just a few kinds. I can't stand this gangsta rap because everything is so wrong. How they treat women, everything is about drugs and money. I don't care about drugs. I don't care about money, and I don't want women to be treated like shit. What they do all the time. I want positive things to happen, and it won't happen if everyone behaves like an idiot.
Fair enough.
You know, I totally understand that hip-hop kids who grew up getting discriminated, having no money, for them it's important to be a star and have everything, but they should say, I want it to be better for everyone, not just for myself. That's driving me crazy. It's all about, I'm the star now, I'm on the other side now. It's not about, hey, let's make this world a better place all together for everyone. That's what I believe in. I believe in freedom and equality for everyone. And I think this gangsta rap is so wrong in so many kinds of ways.
Okay.
You're the big gangsta rap fan.
No. I honestly, I really don't like rap. I'm just... even when I understand the importance, I just don't like it musically. But that's my personal.
Yeah, but I admire good hip hoppers. They have so great lyrics, and they have to remember so much more lyrics than we do. Our lyrics in one song is like this, and their song is like this. And I like how they play with words, but I need them to be cool and positive. And there are not that many artists which are cool.
Can you tell a bit about your collaboration, like how you know Tarakany and like
yes
about that? I've also seen the amazing video of.
It's so funny. They send it to us and we're like, what happened? Because they only told me to stand still, really still, and sing the song, and we didn't know what would happen. And then they made this funny video. Well, I knew Tarakany because Anti-Flag are friends with them.
Yeah.
And they told us about him. And we talked, and they said it's a great band, check them out. So I checked them out, and when I gave an interview to some Russian fanzine a few months ago, they were asking about Russian bands we know, and I said Tarakany, cool kids. And then they read this interview and emailed me and said, hey, you know us, let's do some shows. And we're like, okay. So we're playing here a few shows with them, and then we'll take them on tour in Germany with us.
Amazing.
Exchange program.
And the song just happened the same way, but just came along.
Yeah, we thought, hey, when we're touring together, why can we put something out, a split 7-inch? So like their fans get to know us, our fans get to know them. So we said, let's put one song of each band on this, and then do something fun, a cover song, and that's what we did.
Your latest album is called Hello Hope.
Yes!
Is it sarcastic or optimistic?
No, it's really optimistic.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
We have pretty dark times.
Okay.
But I'm sure, and I really believe in the people and all these kids out there who do their best to change the world, make it a better place. Because, of course, when you watch TV and the news, you think, fuck, everything is going down and the world is crashing. But on the other hand, you got Greta Thunberg, you got Amnesty International, Greenpeace, you got so many great people out there trying to help the world getting better. So I still believe in change. Yeah. So and we can't lose hope. And I still have hope. How about you?
Yeah, I always have hope, but
good.
It's killing sometimes. But it's
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 pretty tough to watch the news
well.
These days. It makes me sick sometimes.
And I also wanted to ask you, have about the language, because you use a lot of German, and at the same time, not only how do you how is important which language you use when you
in the songs?
Lyrics?
Yeah, we have English lyrics and German lyrics, but nowadays it's more German lyrics. We used to have more English songs. It just happens when I write the song. Sometimes it's better to say something in English because it sounds better, and sometimes I think I have to sing this in German. I mean, if we were a really commercial band, we would probably only sing in English because you can use it worldwide, but we don't care.
Is it about whom you address, or it's more like how you express yourself?
It's how to express the words, and sometimes the words just sound better in English. Yeah. Sometimes I sleep, and while sleeping I have lyrics in my head, and sometimes I wake up and write something down really quick. I can't control it. Sometimes it's English, sometimes it's German. It's funny. I'm not like sleeping really deep, but half deep.
Sounds like
and then things just come in my head, and then I write them down.
Cool. Okay, so last question.
So excited.
Yes, you already answered.
That's the spirit.
How do you find Russia? You haven't been, right?
I've been in Moscow and Krasnoyarsk a few years ago, just as a tourist. Okay. And I met with fans, ZSK fans from here. That was fun. Yeah, it's really overwhelming. The city is so huge, and the architecture is so crazy and mind-blowing. Really like the city.
Yeah, it's actually so uncommon that you just arrived. You went to Red Square already, so
we had to.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I really liked it. I'm really looking forward to the crazy fans from Russia. We also have some German kids who flew here to see our show. That is so crazy. Why do they do this?
Well, that's important for them. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Okay, now it's on.
Привет, da Joshi. Vamos jogar.
Say hello to for the introduction.
Station ID.
It's called Mediator.
Oh my god, again.
It's a guitar pick.
Yeah.
It's Mediator.
Mediator.
It's also the person who makes negotiations, Mediator.
Okay, yes.
Between the terrorists and somebody else.
So what do I say? This is Joshi from ZSK. You're listening. The Mediator. Привет, da Joshi. Priet, ja, Joshi.